this is such a great deck for that, because every single card is really here to amplify the lessons that your soul is here to learn. YouTube family, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my Oracle and Tarot card deck review series. If you're new here, I started this series where I'm reviewing Oracle decks in my collection. It's been so much fun and I've really been enjoying it. The deck that we are going to be reviewing today is the Soul Journey Lesson Cards by James Van Praagh. James Van Praagh is an OG in the spiritual space. You've definitely seen him before around if you've been into this stuff. He is one of the OGs, I will say, because he's been doing this work for over 30 years. Let me see when this deck was printed. It's always good to check when the deck was printed because it kind of gives you a reference of the energy behind the deck, because then you can kind of tell what was happening around that time. So let's see, this deck was printed in 2014 and this is what James looks like. More about James Van Praagh, if you're not familiar with him, he's a New York Times best-selling author. He's worked as the voice of the spirit world for the past 30 years. He's been on Oprah, Larry King, Dr. Phil, and many other programs. He's also the successful creator and producer of CBS long-running series The Ghost Whisperer, starring Jennifer Love Hewitt. That's all I was like, if you've been into this stuff, especially as a child, you've definitely seen James. I honestly can't remember when I got this deck, but I will tell you that this deck was part of like a haul that I got. You guys know that every year Hay House has a sale. I don't know if it's like an annual sale that they do or like a biannual sale. I don't know. But they have a sale where like all of their books and all of their decks go on sale and it's like 50% off. This deck, along with a few others, were part of like that big haul that I got, and I probably must have bought like 4 or 5 decks and they were all like 50% off. So just know that whenever I'm like, I don't really remember when I got this deck, that I most likely purchased that deck as part of like a huge haul when Hay House had a sale. They're Oracle cards, basically. They just call them lesson cards. It's a 44 card deck. And it says, your higher self will deliver your soulful wisdom and guidance so that you'll know the right choices to make in your life and how to live as a spiritual being in this physical world. By performing a soul spread, you will receive celestial direction, and with every turn of the cards, a soul lesson you're currently being taught will be revealed. So this is definitely a very beginner-friendly deck. For those of you that are looking to get more clarity on your specific soul's path, the specific lessons that your soul is here to learn and evolve, and especially as you are navigating life and going through different seasons and experiences, when you're trying to get clarity on like, why is this happening for me? What is the lesson behind this? What is the lesson behind this relationship? What is the lesson behind this interaction? What is the lesson here with this business offering? This is such a great deck for that, because every single card is really here to amplify the lessons that your soul is here to learn. And ultimately, the cards are all rooted in the fact that we are spirit beings who have chosen to incarnate in this physical dimension to learn to manifest the energy of love. So everything is always going to come back to that, and it's truly rooted in that. So this is definitely going to be a great deck for those of you that are looking to understand the wisdom of your soul. Those of you who are looking to connect with your higher self as well, this is going to be a great deck for that development. It's going to be very helpful for making correct earthly decisions and discovering how to best fulfill the plan that your soul has basically set up for yourself in this lifetime. All of the cards are gonna have a lesson on them, as well as a beautiful drawing of a mandala on it. And as you can see, these are just some of the different soul lessons that appear in the deck. If you're someone who's really struggling to understand the lessons of your soul, I feel like you're really going to appreciate this deck, and I definitely feel like it's going to give you more clarity on your specific path as you continue to work with the deck long term. The images in this deck are called mandalas, which is Sanskrit for circle, and they refer to any symmetrical design radiating from a defined center like a flower. Another translation for mandala is world in harmony, which refers to both the inner and outer world. Designs like these have been used for balancing, calming, healing, and meditation for thousands of years in cultures around the globe, and they're visual reminders of universal truth, that everything is connected and everything is integral to the whole. So you'll see those beautiful mandalas on all of the cards. My experience working with this deck for the last few years has been that the energy behind it is very much like a teacher. I like to think of the energy of this deck being like Miss Honey in Matilda. If you've ever watched it, you know how Miss Honey was just very like nurturing and very gentle and like a nudge in the right direction. That's definitely going to be the energy of this deck. It doesn't feel forceful, it doesn't feel like abrasive, it just feels like a very gentle nudge in the right direction, a very gentle nudge of clarity, of understanding. It also feels very compassionate. There are some cards in here that are like that you're like, ooh, it kind of like stings a little to read. But now, like, there's no, like, not from a sense of, like, pity and like, that energy. It's, like, very empowering. Like, you need to know this because this is what's going to help you get to the next level. So, like, sit with this lesson, you know? And that's definitely the energy of this deck. Like, it definitely has, like, a sweetness to it, a honey to it. And I would say that it's, like, adding a little bit of honey to whatever it is that you're going through, and it kind of just gives you that little nudge that you need to keep going. So if you're someone who in this season of your life you need a little bit of a gentler approach, and you need a little bit of honey as you learn to navigate your soul's contract and your soul's path for you in this lifetime, I think this is going to be a deck that you're going to enjoy. And like I said, it's very beginner friendly. So if you're looking for a deck to add to your collection and you don't own one, or you know, you're just looking to add more decks to your collection, but you're still very much like newbie and very much in the beginning stages of your awakening, this is going to be a deck that you're really going to enjoy. As always, you guys know that I love to pull some cards that have been very helpful for me from the deck, just cards that really stand out for me. It's just so interesting how even looking at them now, it's like the energy of the messages resonate on a different level for me because of my own path and my journey. And I constantly believe that like the journey is not like linear, it's a spiral, and we're often coming into deeper truths of the same lesson. So the first card is success, and it says, I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Success can mean many things to the ego self, but the soul only knows one triumph, and that is to love. When your soul is no longer manifested in the physical dimension, it is a time of reflection on how successful it was with that endeavor. The soul doesn't care how big your house was or how nice your car was or how many bank accounts you had. The soul only cares about how you express love and compassion. In the infinite wisdom of the universe, the more love you demonstrate, the more you will receive. And even your ego's definition of success is altered. Your notion of how you would be perceived as successful will change. The material things that you thought would make you happy will not have the same appeal. The next card is Purpose. And it says, I know what I'm here to do. You have chosen to reincarnate on Earth for one major goal, to express love in all that you do. The obstacles of this physical dimension can distract you from that goal, and it's easy to lose your way. Life on Earth is full of obligations that require your conscious attention, but that doesn't mean you can't infuse all of your decisions with caring and compassion. Your purpose in life is not your career. Rather, your career is guided by your purpose. I'm going to read that again. Your purpose in life is not your career. Rather, your career is guided by your purpose. What activities speak to your soul? What brings you joy? That is the direction your soul is calling you toward to best convey your own unique expression of love and make a contribution to the world. If you're not happy with your current circumstances, then that is your soul telling you that there is a better way to manifest your own distinct gifts. Listen to your intuition. It is your connection to spirit and the voice of your soul. So beautiful, right? The next card that we have is Service. And it says, I feel good when I can help others. One of the most evolved gifts that a soul possesses is giving of itself. There's a reason why it feels good to give. It is because your soul resonates with that vibration. Your soul should be aware that it might currently be in a situation in which it needs to be fulfilled on higher levels. And this can only happen through the attribute of humbly serving and supporting others. Put yourself in a position in which you can benefit another soul in any way possible and demonstrate unconditional love toward others. This might mean bringing yourself into your heart space and letting everything you involve yourself in come from an attitude of giving freely. You have to learn to direct your green heart light energy through all your thoughts, actions, and deeds. Look around and see where and how you can serve another. Perhaps one way would be asking a friend if you can help clean up his or her office or run errands. Maybe volunteer to watch your neighbor's kids so the parents can have a night out. Make a meal for someone who might be sick. Volunteer in a hospital or hospice. Perform an activity that enriches someone else's life. Come on, heart chakra. The next card that we have is Honesty. It says, I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Being truthful with others is a slippery business. You're expected to tell and expect to be told white lies. No one wants their feelings hurt, but sometimes a strong dose of reality is needed. No one can tell you definitively in what circumstances an untruth would be better, but honesty is usually the best policy. You and only you know in your heart when the right time is to be totally honest. The only time you must be absolutely truthful is when you are addressing yourself. You must at all times present yourself authentically to those around you. Only by being yourself do you draw in the people and circumstances that you most need to learn from. And then the last card that we have is Guilt. And it says, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. The energy of fear has many guises to complicate your path to loving yourself. Guilt is the most devious because it is a wolf in sheep's clothing. It is a self-imposed emotion that pretends to be instructive and enlightening. Guilt can help us grow when we realize that our actions have been hurtful to others and that we need to make amends. After we do so, though, it's time to learn from the behavior and move on. The problem arises when we hold on to a guilty feeling that serves no purpose other than promoting self-destructiveness and low self-esteem. No one is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. Guilt is not always rational, but if you examine it subjectively, act on it, and release it, it becomes a temporary emotion. Long-held guilty feelings are never good and will create a roadblock to self-love and happiness. You must continually scan your current emotions for any guilty feelings and bring them to the surface for analysis. Healthy guilt is a warning that action should be taken. Irrational guilt needs to be released. That was my thoughts and my review on the Soul's Journey lesson cards by James Van pro. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And if you have this oracle deck, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this deck. Also, if there's any new and exciting oracle decks that you guys are thinking about purchasing, I would love to hear about that. Let me know in the comments, or just let me know what decks you have in your collection. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you in my next oracle or tarot card deck video review for this exciting series. Bye.